Hi everybody, this is Mike Russlander with Russlander Knives, and I'm here to do another unboxing video. If you saw my last video, it was about the Ryumon Katana brand Model 13 Crusader double-handed sword. It's a super nice sword, and if you haven't seen that video, I invite you to go to my channel, Russlander Knives, on YouTube and check it out. If you like it, hit click and subscribe. But today we're going to do another one. Now, in my last video I mentioned how I did a lot of research. You can find out so much information online, and you can also get information from books. I happen to have a nice little library of different knife and sword books. I do make knives on occasion, and I've been into knives since I was a kid, basically. So now, like so many of us knife nuts, I've kind of gotten a sword bug. Well, anyway, so today what I've gotten was the Ryumon Katana, and I believe it's called the bamboo katana. Now, what I've done is some research. I've never had a katana before, but this is another example of how interesting the book is. And the nice thing about katanas is some of these pictures that you might be able to squint and see right here are from the 1300s, and their blades are just as shiny as if they were made today. They're just amazing knives, or swords and knives. I wish I knew more about them. I did buy previously, about maybe a couple years ago, this Ryumon Tonto, and I would say it was probably around $90. It came in that really nice box. It's got a beautiful wood lacquered sheath. It's a wrapped handle, real race skin. The nice thing about it is it is a Damascus steel blade. It's real Damascus. You can see the etching as sharp as can be. Now, full disclosure, this is made in China, and it's really a good quality for the price, especially Tonto. The research that I did at the time was that I found out it's made in Longquan, China, and apparently they have been forging knives and swords for centuries, and they do it the old-fashioned way. They do it by hand, the grinding and things like that. So I was very impressed with that particular knife, and so I decided, after doing a lot of research of various brands, and there's so many of them out there, that I would continue with that brand, and I ended up buying the Ryumon Katana. Now, a little bit of detail before I open it. It's a 41.5-inch overall full tang blade and a double pegged handle. It's 1065 high carbon steel blade, authentic top grade race skin wrapped handle. I'm reading this from what the material that is provided is. Hand carved and painted bamboo on wood scabbard, which I'll show you once I open it. Includes a certificate of authenticity, sword bag, reference guide, and cleaning kit. The length is 39 3/4. Blade is 28 5/8 inches. Weight 2 pounds 5 ounces, which is pretty light. Balance point 5 1/16 of an inch. Thickness 7.5 millimeters by 5.6 millimeters. Width 31.4 millimeters. Grip length 9 7/8 inches. This particular model is fully sharpened and battle ready. Now, I will say that I do not like that term, battle ready. I just find it kind of a hokey term. What I'm looking for, obviously, is quality, and I'm on a budget, so I'm not gonna quibble about what I get for the price if I feel that what I get for the price is actually worth the price. So again, I've done a lot of research on this, and I found that these are handmade. I actually saw a video on YouTube about how they make them in China. Interestingly, they're wearing sandals and things like that in the factory when they're working around the forge and doing the peening and things like that on some of their swords. So obviously the safety standards are not the same, but unlike probably previous generations, the quality has gone way up, and definitely I'd say, with the exception of windlass cutlery, from what I've read, the quality on those is pretty good, but generally if you get a Pakistan knife, you're going to be getting a piece of junk. So, you know, you're either going to buy a Chinese knife, sword, or what have you for $300 or $400 and have good quality, or you're going to buy a Canadian one like the Dark Sword, which I haven't bought yet, but that's definitely on the radar. That's going to be around $700, or you're going to get somebody to hand make one for you, and you're going to spend thousands of dollars, no matter what kind you buy. So anyway, having said all that, I won't bore you with any more of those details. We're going to get right to the opening of this knife. Now, one thing I did notice, this did come through Amazon. I did notice that the ends were not in pristine condition. However, it is in a box that has their label on it. So let's see what kind of packaging they did on this. I think the first thing I need to do probably is cut it open. Open it up. I left my handy dandy pocket knife where it wasn't in reach. All right, so once you get through the little pretty picture box, you get to the internal cardboard box. And it looks like it got a little wet on the end. So I don't know how good that is. We'll find out in a minute. Get this off. It looks like it's well packaged. It's got a lot of styrofoam. It's wrapped in a bag. There's some other goodies in there. I know there's a cleaning kit and things like that in there, so we'll see what that looks like. Doesn't look like there's any internal damage inside this box whatsoever, so that's a really good sign. First thing I see is a Ryumon reference guide, and oh, it's really nice. It's well printed. It's in color. It's a little booklet. There's pictures on the care, the display, the storage. It's got all the names of the parts of the blade, the handle, the tang, and everything. Oh, this is great because it actually has all these details so you can learn the terminology of each and every piece, which I like. You can take it apart apparently. So we've got that, the reference guide. It says this sword blade is traditionally hand forged by master craftsmen or craftsmen with years of experience. Handmade sword. So I'll go with that. All right, so we'll get that out of there. And like the Tonto box, the cleaning kit apparently comes in a cool little box as well. Wooden box. So, get that out of the way. I think I got all this stuff out of the way. And we've got another little booklet, or just a little hang tag. So anyway, back to this. We have a cleaning kit. I would really feel bad if that was upside down, but I don't read the language, so I don't know. Inside this, we have, and I'm teasing you, of course, because I know you want to see the sword. We have the information, the directions, all of that for cleaning. There's a cloth. There's a sweet little brass, hammer. And I think that's for taking the pegs out of the tang and the handle, so you can disassemble all that. There is this looks like it might be filled with some kind of abrasive. It's a little ball of powdery substance. I'm thinking it's probably pumice or something like that. It's dripping on the table. I better put that over there. And we have some oil. Pretty cool stuff. And inside we have another little cloth. Looks like it might be a napkin. I don't know. We'll find out. So all that came with that. And now we get to the exciting part right here. This is what it looks like inside the bag. We have a pretty cool little bag. We'll take her loose. And I do see that the bag has a little tear in it from being wrapped around the edge of the handle, but that doesn't matter to me. Oh, it looks nice. Oh, wow. Wow, this is gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that, but this is phenomenal. This is supposed to be a hand-painted bamboo scene. It's really beautiful. It's got the roping around here. It's real raised skin on the handle. Again, I don't know all the terminology, so I'm not going to pretend that I do. There is the suba, I do know that. It's the guard that has, looks like flowers and leaves on there. Beautiful. Now they tell me that the wrapping is actually imported from Japan. All of this is imported from Japan so that it's the real deal. And they make this according to the strict specifications. There's another nice little, and I think this is copper if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really tell. I can actually see a little bit of blemish on the end, and that might be where it got dinged in shipping. But in all truth, that's easily remedied. I don't have a problem with all that. But the scabbard is gorgeous. All right, so let's see the meat of the product. Okay, so what they did was they put plastic around it. And as much as I hate to say it, it's rusty. Not excited about that. It's got rust on it there and there at the point. And actually the rust goes all the way up the blade. It is sharp, 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 sharp. I don't know. I'm not real happy about that. You can see the rust probably. And that does not make me overjoyed. And even that part there is discolored somewhat, so that's not making me overjoyed. I'm not real happy about that. I don't know how long it's been sitting in there. I mean, I could probably sand that rust out of there if I want to. I don't know if I want to. We'll just have to see. Again, I got this through Amazon. And you know, from being from China, it could have been sitting in there. It's high carbon steel, 1065, I believe I said. So it could have been sitting for years. And they do have oil. They have that grease on there. So I don't know, but all in all, it is a pretty nice piece of equipment. boy, I do not like that rust on there at all. You know, actually, that rust looks like it kind of comes off pretty easily. So that may not be an issue. That might just be a little steel wool action there. But however, here we have it. The Ryumon Katana for your viewing pleasure. Thank you for joining me.